you changed gears during that knock? I mean, you got off to a sort of runner ball start, your first 25 runs. Then Sri Lanka were bowling really well, and you absorbed the pressure. Late yesterday again, you started scoring fluently, and today it was similar.
Yeah, I think it's the ebb and flow of batting in Test cricket. I think you do go through periods where you have to absorb a little bit for a period of time, and then you have a short window period where almost like the time period that you absorb the batting, you can score a little bit freer when bowlers start searching and maybe bowl balls into your strengths. So yeah, there were quite a few moments where I went through the different gears, but I think that's the nature of batting at this level. It's the nature of batting in first class cricket where you have to be able to adapt. You can't just be batting in one gear and expect to be consistent in your performances.
Thanks, Ken. We'll go with Tennis, Telford, and then Vidu.
Hi, Dean. Well batted. It was actually your first time in the 90s in a test overnight. I was wondering, and it was also a while since you last scored a test century. It was in 2019 in Vizag. I was wondering if you were very nervous. Was it quite different? Did you do anything else than go to sleep? Did you sleep easily last night?
Yeah, I had a glass of wine and it made me sleep very well. But no, it's I've been in the 90s overnight in first class cricket before, so it's not my first time. I was in the 90s, but obviously, as mentioned in Test cricket, yes. No, I didn't feel anything. I didn't feel anxious. I woke up nice and early as well, thinking that I might not wake up to my alarm, but I woke up 2 hours prior to the long burn, so that was me. But no, I didn't feel too nervous starting today's play.
Alfred?
Well batted, Dean. You seem to be the kind of player who relishes having to come to terms with the conditions. You know, when a pitch is asking things of you, you seem to come to the party. Is that a fair assessment? And how does that fit into how this pitch has been to bat on?
So it's a tough one. I think I like to want to score runs on any pitch. But I think if you're playing at this level, you're always going to be up against either a very good bowling unit or a tough wicket to bat on, or both. So yeah, obviously at the Wanderers, we know what it's like. There's quite a lot of sea movement, and if the weather allows, it swings in the air. And we had both of those elements against us in our batting. But yeah, it's always good to challenge yourself, and I think that's the first thing that comes to mind, is that you get challenged and you prepare so hard on various technical aspects, the mental aspects, things that people don't really think about. That's the external of this game. So yeah, it's nice to put yourself through those challenges, and when you come out the other side of the tunnel and you've done relatively well for your team, then that's all you can ask for.
Vidu and then Stuart.
Elgar, congratulations for your 13th century. We can see some difficulty to the batsman in the morning sessions. In every morning session, we can see the first day 5 wickets down, and today 4 wickets down. How do you feel this, and what are the plans for tomorrow's morning session?
Yeah, I think obviously with the covers overnight, that's on the pitch. There's a bit of moisture that's still on top of the grass when we start the day's play, and it's almost like the wicket deteriorates a little bit. And then as the sun starts baking on the pitch, it's almost like it starts drying out, which also makes it quite tough, as we saw when they really started bowling well. And then it seems like it just flattens out a little bit as the second heavy roller has taken place on the pitch, which we saw in their innings to an extent. And yeah, hopefully tomorrow morning The wicket still has its sideways movement, which obviously has caused quite a bit of trouble throughout the last few days, or 2 days, should I say. So yeah, hopefully tomorrow morning there's still that moisture and still that little bit of deterioration on the pitch, and hopefully as the game goes on, it deteriorates more, so we can bowl the Sri Lankans out and obviously go chase whatever score they are bowled out for.
Stuart, and then we'll close with Ken.
Hi, Dean. Congratulations. Batting collapses have become a little bit of a regular thing with the Proteas in the last couple of years. I was wondering if, as one of the senior guys, you've been able to put your finger on why that is, and what are the lessons the batting unit in particular will take from what took place today?
Yeah, very fair question, Stuart. I think the nature of the pitches we're playing on, especially now, it's almost like when you come into bat, you really got to be on the ball. Momentum, as we saw today, shifted from us being 200 for 1 to 230 for 5 or whatever it was. And I mean, that can happen very quickly. But it just shows you how important it is to have batters in at that moment. Unfortunately, I went out and then Rassie went out, which is not ideal. It's almost, I don't know, maybe from a mental point of view, we just relax a little bit. Or we don't trust our technique, maybe a little bit longer, be a little bit more assertive out there. That's just from my outside observation. But I do think we've got to take conditions into account as well. There were quite a few very good balls bowled, so you got to give them credit for utilizing what they had in front of them. But as I mentioned, it is a lot, as we saw with the partnership with Rassie and myself. Once you're able to get through that time and really respect the conditions that are in front of you, you can definitely conquer the conditions that we are facing in South Africa at the moment, which are generally pretty much bowler-friendly conditions. But yeah, I'm sure going into it and after this series, being our first series at home that we've played in quite a long time, we will address it and take it from there. But I just think maybe it's just a mental thing and guys need to be made aware of it yet.
Thanks. Final question, Ken.
Dean, there have been periods where the ball has really been doing a lot, both in the air and off the pitch, and then other times when it's looked a bit flat for the bowling side. Is that because of the quality of the bowling, or is that the pitch? I think you sort of intimated that late afternoon it starts to flatten out a bit.
Yeah, I think also it bears into what Stuart asked in my reply was obviously as a batting unit or partnership, if you apply yourself for a lengthy period of time, you really leave well, you really trust your defence, it will start flattening out as shown with partnership with Rassie and myself and the Sri Lankan captain and Tirumani. But also for that period, you've got to be really crucial and critical on yourself. You shouldn't be playing any loose or rash shots. You must really stay in the game plan within your bubble. And then the wicket will start doing less, as proven today. And then obviously when you lose wickets, you have a new batter in, the ball starts doing something differently. The batter's not quite used to the conditions. And yeah, you get rolled for a score which I thought was quite under par, especially after having a very good partnership. But I do think that also ties in with the conditions that we were playing in South Africa. As mentioned earlier, it's not an easy place to bat for new batters coming in. So yeah, they say it's a batter's game. I don't know about that.